Sean Corey Carter was born December 4th, 1969 in Brooklyn, New York City. He was raised in the Marcy Housing Public Projects in Brooklyn. His father, Adnis Reeves, abandoned the family when Jay-Z was 11 years old, and Jay-Z and his three older siblings was raised by his mother, Gloria Carter. Reeves later met and reconciled with his son Jay-Z prior to his death in 2003. Jay-Z claims in his lyrics to You Must Love Me, the closing tracks in the 1997 highly acclaimed album In My Lifetime Volume 1, that in 1982, at age 12, he shot his older brother, Eric, in the shoulder for stealing his jewelry. Jay-Z Sean Carter, he attended 2 high schools but did not complete them. After dropping out of high school, he decided to get into the underworld game of selling cocaine. And then as his journey continued, he found the love for music, hip-hop, rap. He looked up to this rapper named Jaz-O from the same neighborhood. Jaz-O took Jay-Z under his wing, and then they made history. As Jay-Z grew as an artist, he was still struggling to find a record deal. And then he met Damon Dash and he set up Roc-A-Fella, started to sell records straight out of their cars. When Jay-Z, Kareem Biggs, and Dame Dash started Roc-A-Fella, it brought shockwaves through the hip-hop industry. Independent label, running things in New York. But after that, the rest, it didn't last forever. Things started to fall apart. People started to... Yes, the reason I call this episode the BLOOD Sacrifice episode is because there's been rumors circulating in the industry that Jay-Z, he's part of a secret society, and his relationships all through the industry was guaranteed for his success. Jay-Z has done many things like form the Roc Nation and linked with the NFL for, deals. Him and his wife been together for almost 20 years right now. Rihanna was somebody that he discovered, and she's like a superstar right now. Yes, you remember Memphis Bleak? That was his protege. Puffy, his friend, even though he says he's not his friend. Biggie, a other friend that passed away 1997 from a death. And of course, Damon Dash. And, Jaz-O. Right? But Jay-Z, now he's all alone by himself, independently. Many relationships like Foxy Brown, that kind of, molded his career. He has a big resume, but in 1999, December 2nd, 2 days before Jay-Z's birthday, he stabbed Biggie's manager on Rivera in a club, the Kit Kat Club. Yeah, because he was bootlegging his album. And he did not like that one bit. Jay-Z got 3 years probation, soft work, didn't do any time really. And then years later, recently, on Rivera says he did not stab him. He claims Jay-Z did not stab him. Why? I wonder why. For some time now, there's been a conspiracy against Jay-Z. Could it be just because he's a black man, a successful black man, or is it true that he's part of a secret society, the Illuminati, or is he a black Mason? It's all the same to me, but is it true just because he's successful? But there's been symbolic stuff in some of his videos, especially when he, was starting to manage Rihanna with Roc Nation and do all types of business ventures with corporate figures. So some people may say he's part of the Illuminati. Some people will say that's crazy. But you do the judgment. There's a lot of things that's been going on with Jay-Z recently with his Roc Nation. People are scared of Roc Nation. Roc Nation is very powerful. So, you know what? You never know. People have tried to put him with the Epstein files or in the Epstein files. You have people like Jaguar Wright, who claims that Jay-Z has done a lot of things, not too good things. I don't really want to repeat them, but there is some type of campaign against Jay-Z and his success, right? So, what do you believe? I'll leave it up to you. But let's continue. Jay-Z has a lot of success and a lot of hate. Recently, there's been talk of him sabotaging some people's careers, or trying to sabotage people's careers, like Tory Lanez. His father had that claim when the judgment came down that Tory Lanez was guilty for assaulting Meg Thee Stallion, which Jay-Z manages from Roc Nation. So some people put those things together. They even tie Jay-Z with P. Diddy, with the stuff that's been going on with Puff Daddy, saying that, he was part of the freak-offs, but there was no proof. In this famous clip, you could see DMX. Jay-Z is around the corner. They're freestyling back and forth. They had many legendary battles, as, legend has it. I don't know if that's facts, but people been talking about it, right? So DMX and Jay-Z, they always competed in some type of way. At one point, DMX was the head or the face of Def Jam when Roc-A-Fella was signed to Def Jam. So there's some type of competition there, right? But in regards to the dark stuff, right, with Jay-Z, people are saying that he's been with Rihanna. People are saying that he was with Aaliyah. I don't know if that's true. People are saying he was with Beyonce when she was underage. There's a lot of accusations on Jay-Z. Why? Because he's successful. Most of the rumors started when Jay-Z broke away from Roc-A-Fella, starting his own thing, Roc Nation. I noticed most of all these rumors started when Jay-Z became even more independent on his own and broke away from Dame Dash and Cream Biggs and took a part of the company and done his own thing with Roc Nation. So are we going to believe everything we hear and see out there? This is a black man. I'm not going to put that past me. And there's been conspiracies against influential, powerful black men who are out there in the public. They will take down anybody they see as a threat. So far, Jay-Z's been doing good. Sometimes it's too good to be true for a lot of people that Jay-Z's at the top right now in hip hop, straight up influential, not just sales, influential, that he could influence a lot of people, even corporations, to make him a part of their organization. But recently at that Roots picnic, it wasn't a good look. It was an emotional look. Jay-Z was angry. He had dreadlocks for a couple years, came out surprising people with this big afro and, basically dissing everybody who's on his list, Dame Dash, Drake, Jaguar Wright. The list goes on and on and on. The Roots Picnic freestyle, still viral. People are still talking about it. They got a lot of people debating, thinking or wondering if Jay-Z is going to be dropping a new album. He hasn't dropped an album in years, but people are wondering and hoping. At the same time, conspiracies are coming up about this man, and they're gonna say he's part of the elite, the Illuminati, that he drinks blood. The same thing with his wife, Beyonce. They claim she's part of a cult or she's a witch. You do your judgments. This will continue. There is obviously a lot of hate for the man, Sean Carter. A black man cannot be successful without a question in America. This is definitely a conspiracy against Jay-Z, but some people might think I'm crazy and say that he is part of some type of elite, some cult pulling the strings with Roc Nation and controlling, a part of the industry, the urban music industry.